Hey guys, welcome back to the Roads to the Reason channel, where we'll be exploring current and relevant events from a Christian worldview. Today we'll be exploring certain comments and things that Candace Owens has said in her recent podcasts. So before we begin, if you could hit that like and subscribe button, and as always, we'd like to hear your comments down below. So anyway, guys, let's dive in.
Maybe it's because I was like a loose end, one person that wasn't controlled by an organization. I'd just kind of proven that I'd rather lose everything to say something that I don't believe, least of all for money. I mean, maybe it's also because you have his phone. And when I revealed to the public that he had predicted his own death in remarkable detail, maybe you went back and you read the rest of those messages, the ones that I haven't yet revealed to the public, because in retrospect, those messages they're pretty terrifying because they're precise and it feels prophetic. Charlie was gifted. You know that. I know that. And
let me just say here too, guys, I like Candace Owens, but I have to also be objective and I have to call balls and strikes and just be real and tell the truth. So let's just keep that in mind. We should all be trying to do that, no matter who it is. We're not, the only team we should be on is Team Jesus.
the government most certainly knew that as well since he was a kid, which is why it was at least very interesting to me that you told the New York Times, something that most people didn't pay attention to, but you told the New York Times the night before his murder, Charlie's, and I'm going to quote this, you said that Charlie's adrenal glands were just going off. He couldn't sleep. I know enough about Charlie to know what that means. That means that Charlie was being bothered. He was probably having visions like he was in 2018, probably a clearer vision than the one that I had that you guys tried to mock, that danger was coming. And I'm going to go ahead and say that it wasn't about a Jezebel article written by some leftist. Please stop saying that because it's not true. I know Charlie, a leftist article didn't upset him in this way, didn't make him call a priest to pray over him. He thought someone was going to kill him. He did. He expressed that in writing, and you did not lose those text messages. You knew that. Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye. That's why that sentence caught my attention in the article. He spoke about the street lamps that would go off when he would run, about the special school that he had to go to. He spoke about a lot.
And let's just be real, like, people are gifted. God does give gifts, spiritual gifts to people. But the thing of it is, if you're using it in the wrong way, like she's going to explain that she's been doing, then that's going to be a problem.
A lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project. You know all of this, of course. You have his phone. And how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally. Sleep paralysis, you name it. We had conversations about it. And if Charlie's adrenal glands were going off, it was probably maybe for the very same reason that I pulled my kids out of school days before he was murdered, because I sensed danger was coming. And since we are being open, I also want you to know that it struck me as odd when you said in that interview with Jesse Waters that you wanted Charlie to have a good night's sleep. He was so excited. So you sent him to sleep in his daughter's room. You know, it just registered to me as a little bit backwards. If I wanted my husband to have a good night's sleep because of something he had the next day.
I will agree with her on this. Like, that is kind of bizarre. If anything, she should have been sleeping in the bed with her husband and had the kids separated. But hey,
I'd probably let him sleep in the room, and I would sleep in my daughter's room. I flagged that. I also thought what was interesting is that you said the next morning when he snuck in, he grabbed his wedding band. Again, minor detail, but I asked myself, why was his wedding band off?
as a man, I will say too, this is a little weird because I don't take my wedding band off for anything. Not when I go to sleep, not even when I get in the shower. It stays on 24/7.
But enough with speculation. Here are the facts. I now have verifiable proof in writing that Justin Strife and you lied to me. You know exactly who Pierre is. Why did Justin try to say that he had never heard of Pierre? It's crazy. Justin, why would you do that? Justin, you know him. You've met with him. You've personally met with Pierre. Erica, you've met with him in the wake of Charlie's death. I have, again, verifiable proof. So you can call your lawyers. You can spend another $1 billion on PR if you want to. Tell your lawyer to call my lawyer. I mean, you guys certainly have the money to do all of these things. It's not going to wipe away the truth, okay? The truth is that there was a deal on the table with Pierre, who, yes, is from France, born in France. And that...
All right, so let's pause it right here just for a second, and let's go back to the part where she was talking about her third eye and astral projection, and let's take a look and see what the Bible has to say about that. Okay, guys, so here we go. What is astral projection? Astral projection is trying to project your consciousness beyond the physical dimension into a spiritual dimension. It involves attempting to will your soul to leave your body while you're still alive. Through astral projection, you may supposedly send your consciousness to a place called the astral plane, which, according to esoteric philosophy, is the closest spiritual dimension to the physical dimension we live in, a place of light between heaven and earth. The theory is that your consciousness floats out of your physical body and travels in the form of an astral body, which is made of light, throughout the astral plane, and then your astral body returns to your physical body, which people who claim to have practiced astral projection say they can do while dreaming, meditating, or praying. See, here's the problem with astral projectioning and opening your third eye is that you're basically accessing the spiritual realm, but you're doing it illegally. It's one thing if the Holy Spirit has pulled you out of your body, or God has taken you on a spiritual journey where he pulls you out of the body and gives you some type of vision or something to that nature. That's one thing. But it also talks about in the Bible that there is what they call the silver cord, which attaches your soul to your physical body. And if that becomes broken, you can actually die, and that'll be it. You will just, the silver cord is cut. A lot of these people that are into the occult and are into astral projection and opening their third eye, they're taking cues from entities and demons who are guiding them through this astral plane. And they're taking a big risk by doing that, because when you do that, you're depending on these entities for them to help you get back to your body. And when you do that, I just think you're making a huge mistake, because it clearly says not to mess with that type of stuff in the Bible. And it also says, you know, just to stay away from any type of sorcery, witchcraft, and that type of thing. So I think in the case of what Candace is talking about, she is clearly coming out from the covering of God and kind of doing her own thing and getting caught up more in, okay, I got to prove what I'm saying is right, and not really listening to what the Holy Spirit's telling her and what God is telling her to be doing at this point in time. So here's another thing, guys. This next clip I'm going to play is basically, I don't know who this kid is, but basically what this kid is going to tell you is that, you know, he's going to get his grandmother or whoever to put a hex on anybody coming against Candace Owens. And the problem with that is that's basically witchcraft. So shout out to Marcus Weaver, who, this is his video that he put up. But it's an extreme red flag for her to be like reposting this or sharing this, because you're basically coming into agreement with that same spirit. So, but let's play the clip real quick.
The first time a threat is put on Candace Owens' life, I'm going to have my grandma from New Orleans put voodoo on whoever the fuck make a TikTok about it. I'm not lying. And I'm so serious. I'm going to buy the equipment and everything. Play with me. Play with me. I don't play about Candace Owens for real. Like, I feel like that's my auntie that don't nobody like, but I like. I don't find that shit funny. Y'all talk about this, that. Don't talk about Candace Owens. That lady grieving right now. Let her be. Okay? Nah, that's who the fuck we not gonna come.
All right, so
And so here's the comments. I saw this on one of my homeboys' IGs, right? You see 12,526 comments. Everybody saying,
here's what I'm going to say, guys. Like, we need to get out of this mentality of, oh, I'm on this team or I'm on that team. I'm on the Democrats. I'm on the Republicans. What everybody needs to realize is that, and I don't want to be, oh, yeah, they're all one part of the same bird or whatever, but to an extent they are. Like, we need to stop fighting against each other and realize that we should be fighting against these disgusting pedophiles who are over here eating, and you know what I'm saying when I say that, and having, rituals and stuff behind the scenes to get the power and the stuff that they do. But anyway, neither here nor there. What I am going to say is I do kind of agree with this what guy has to say is that, like, do I believe the mainstream narrative that, what they're trying to push out, that this kid did this all by himself with the whole Charlie Kirk thing? No, I don't. Do I really know what happened? No, I don't. I have my suspicions, and so does everybody else. But let's listen to what this guy has to say.
Opinion on the Candace Owens stuff right now, just in case you care, because everyone's talking about it, right? Just like with any other thing, everyone's picking a side, right? And it's really interesting because among the more right-leaning circles, a lot of people are arguing about this. It's splitting that circle. It's really interesting to see. You're either on Team Candace and this was all a conspiracy and you're 100% convicted of it, or you think she's completely off her rocker and she's doing all this for clicks and views and you're 100% convinced of it. And then there's some people that think this was all staged.
I don't think she's off her rocker. I think she has some valid points on quite a few things. But when it comes to the point of where it becomes more of so much of an obsession that you want to push your narrative now and just, whatever you got to say to make your what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever you got to say to make your point, to make it go in your direction, that's not the right way to go about it either.
And he's not really dead. And some people are adamant that this was Israel. And some people think that's ridiculous and anti-Semitic. You know what team I'm on right now is I genuinely don't know what the fuck really happened. And you don't either. Okay.
my bad. I apologize.
Yeah, that's the team I'm on as well. Now, let me see if I can pull up this other thing for you guys real quick. So once again, there is some valid points that Candace is making. One of the points I would agree with her on is that I would say that every part of so-called religion has been infiltrated, whether it's Protestant, the Catholics, all of them have been infiltrated by people that don't have good intentions, and they're trying to take everybody down from the inside, as well as the United States. Here's Bill Maher talking about this as well.
That are held by vast numbers of Muslim people that I don't think
vast number of Christians too.
No, that's not true. Not true. Vast numbers of Christians do not believe that if you leave the Christian religion, you should be killed for it. Vast numbers of Christians do not treat women as second-class citizens. Vast numbers of Christians.
No, I agree with that.
Saying what he's talking about is the infiltration of all the people that they've let in over here in the United States, and what their ultimate goal is for, basically taking over the world. I mean, they'll tell you themselves. And if you look into it, if you look into the Quran and stuff, they're basically allowed to lie to you, to the infidels, which would be everybody that's not, Islamic. And I don't have anything against any other religions or any people, any other race, which I'll tell you that there's only one race, and that's the human race. I just think there's different types of people in different cultures. That's how I feel about it. But let's continue.
Not believe that if you draw a picture of Jesus Christ, you should get killed for it. There's a Pew poll of Egypt done a few years ago. 82%, I think it was, said stoning is the appropriate punishment for adultery. Over 80% thought death was.
So that's my point, right? With everything.
All right, let's stop that right there. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up this last. So here's another clip that I found too. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was on one of her other episodes or podcasts that she was talking about the text message thread with Tyler Robinson and basically saying that, oh, well, nobody talks like that. And nobody, this kid would not use the word vehicle in the way he talks. And apparently, I guess he does talk weird. And so let's look at this clip right here. And I didn't catch it at first, but then I started looking into it and I saw more than a few things. So let's take a look at this.
Police in this video proves he never uses the word vehicle and he uses the word car because she finds his text messages of him admitting to his shooting of Charlie Kirk as weird since he says vehicle, except she purposely cut the video to trick her very, very gullible audience. Watch this.
There's old footage of Tyler Robinson from a car accident that he had. During the discussion with the officer that showed up, Tyler certainly refers to it as his car, not his vehicle. Here is 2022 police body cam footage in case you missed that.
Your mom's on her way? Yeah, she's gonna be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car.
That's just weird too. Like, who talks like that? My mom's gonna shuttle over here. Like, come on.
Drive over. Gotcha.
His mother was gonna shuttle over from her car? Interesting.
What is interesting is how you cut the video on purpose because ironically, your supporters are more ridiculous than you are and, they'll buy it. But before I show you the next part she cut out, notice how he said the phrase shuttle over. And we're supposed to just buy the fact that that's not weird. Turns out Tyler Robinson just actually speaks that way. Here's the part she cut out.
As I get into the intersection, the bolts, there was a vehicle in the lane.
Why did you cut that out?
Okay, yeah. So there's the part that they're talking about that she cut out. And clearly that's not good. That's her being deceptive and just putting the clip in the light that she wants everybody to see it to make her point. And that's never good. I mean, honestly, that's a form of witchcraft. So 1 second here. Okay, so here's going to be another clip. Like I said, I saw this one too, and I didn't catch it right away. But this is when she was talking about guys don't say outfit, only girls say that type of word. So now watch what she says right here.
Somebody commented, men don't say outfits. That's a woman thing.
Well, no, in fact,
How would you say it to make them not feel ugly?
I'd say, listen, I care a lot about you. I think that maybe you should change that outfit, or let's see what other outfits you might have.
Okay, yeah.
See, and then there's her best friend, Charlie Kirk, who did say outfit, and he's clearly a man. So I'm just saying, like I said, I don't have anything against Candace Owens. I just think she needs to be a little more careful and not get caught up in the drama of trying to prove what she's trying to say to be the right thing. Because at this point, we don't know. Yes, you can throw it out there, but don't insinuate that ultimately who it was and what they were doing. We all have our guesses and suspicions, but until you have the actual proof, you got to be very careful of what you say. Okay, so here's one more thing that I didn't catch when she first did this either. And I'm not sure who this guy is right here saying this, but he's completely right on this. She absolutely did say that, Charlie Kirk was converting to Catholicism. So let's watch this real quick.
In this episode of your show, which is still on your YouTube channel, you said both those things during episode 235. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because if you want to see Candace Owens saying Charlie Kirk was converting to Catholicism, go watch this episode. And if you want to see Candace Owens say that Charlie Kirk was offered $150 million by Israel, watch this same episode. She said both those things. She didn't even have the sense to take down the episode where she said both the things that she said she doesn't know who said. Like, do you, like, how, like, are you high? Like, are you fucking?
So I'm gonna stop.
So anyway, yeah, guys, all I'm trying to say is that we really got to be very objective when we're watching certain things, especially as Christians, and be careful what we say. You know, as far as the Charlie Kirk thing is concerned, I don't believe the narrative that they're spinning on it. I don't know exactly what happened. Like I said, I have my suspicions, but I guess, I mean, we'll leave it to the Lord, and hopefully everything will come out into the light, especially with all the other stuff that's going on, that we have going on right now with the Epstein thing going on. So anyway, that's the video, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Like and subscribe and share if you could. Every little engagement helps the channel grow. And thank you guys for joining in.